We usually assume power belongs to the loudest, most aggressive person in the room, but rely on brute force and you actually become highly predictable and easy to defeat just by stepping aside. When confronted with aggressive office politics or social maneuvering, the natural human instinct is to feel overwhelmed. We try to solve this by rejecting the power dynamic entirely, telling ourselves we are simply above the game. We fall into what the preface calls the trap of perfect honesty, convincing ourselves that refusing to scheme protects us. But broadcasting moral superiority acts as a distraction. Emphasizing your innocence forces others to treat you with caution, making honesty a subtle tool of control. In the giant scheming court of social life, trying to walk away only leaves you defenseless. You remain inside the dynamic, but you've surrendered the tools needed to navigate it. If direct force is a liability and walking away is impossible, true autonomy has to come from somewhere else. You have to stop reacting to the individual players and learn to engineer the system they are playing in. Effective influence takes an indirect route. Instead of striking directly, you build an architecture of indirect power, using 3 distinct mechanical nodes. The first is the smokescreen. Concealing your intentions is your primary shield. Over-explaining drops that shield, providing data to block your move. Once your intentions are hidden, you move to the second node, the dependency engine. Look at this text from Law 11. True leverage is not about forcing someone to comply. It is about constructing a scenario where they absolutely need you to function. You don't create that kind of reliance by begging for favors or reminding people of your past good deeds. You build it by identifying what your target selfishly wants and structurally positioning yourself as the only viable way they can get it. By masking your true objectives and quietly tying your goals to someone else's immediate self-interest, the entire dynamic flips. You stop being a participant reacting to the board and become the architect drawing it. The final phase of the system removes the need for direct intervention entirely. When the choices themselves are engineered, the target arrives at your goal by their own volition. Instead of giving orders, you curate the menu. This passage outlining Law 31 reveals the mechanism. You present your target with a choice, ensuring that every available option benefits you. This relies on the illusion of choice. When someone believes they are making a completely free decision, they stop looking for the hidden hand. You force them onto the horns of a dilemma. They evaluate 2 paths, often choosing the lesser of 2 evils, unaware that both paths are designed to advance your overarching objective. By the time they make their move, you have already secured your goal. You extract exactly what you need, without facing pushback or sparking the resentment that follows a direct order. Operating this 3-part machinery requires adopting a specific persona, the formless courtier. But there is a specific vulnerability that collapses this entire system, the inability to control your own ego. Anger and pride expose your strategy, giving your opponent a clear target. Think about a workplace conflict. Arguing directly is a trap. As this excerpt on Law 9 explains, arguing stirs up ill will and results in a Pyrrhic victory. To win without leaking your intentions, you must bypass the argument entirely and secure agreement through undeniable action. You can apply this practically through the mirror effect. If you want to disarm a rival, reflect their values back at them. By adopting their vocabulary and mirroring their concerns, you lower their defenses and can quietly guide their choices. Look at this full map of the 48 laws. These rules describe the raw mechanics of human social physics, the structural realities that dictate how influence moves through a group. Once you understand these mechanics, you can read the hidden motives driving the people around you. You can build structural boundaries that protect your time and energy, and quietly orchestrate outcomes without ever raising your voice. The gears of influence are always turning. Mastering them begins strictly with mastering yourself. Learn the physics of the court, control your impulses, and you stop being a piece on the board and become the hand that moves them.